What an unforgettable evening it turned out to be at WWE Backlash, where the atmosphere was electric and the stakes couldn't have been higher. The main event featured a clash of legends as John Cena and Randy Orton battled for the undisputed WWE Championship in a match that had fans around the world on the edge of their seats. The energy in the arena was off the charts as both superstars gave it everything they had, delivering a physically intense and emotionally charged performance that had everyone watching in awe. However, the aftermath of this showdown has taken a sharp turn as Randy Orton is absolutely livid about how things went down and he's not staying silent. According to Orton, what happened in the ring wasn't a fair contest. He's making it very clear that in his eyes, he didn't lose cleanly. In fact, he's outright accusing John Cena of stealing the victory from him. Orton insists that during a critical moment in the match, Cena delivered a low blow that the referee failed to see. That single action, Orton argues, shifted the entire course of the match. At that point, he claims he had the upper hand. The momentum was clearly swinging in his direction. The crowd was divided, caught up in the intensity of the fight, and Orton believed he was on the verge of reclaiming the title. But then came what he describes as a cheap shot. A low blow followed by Cena's signature attitude adjustment. And just like that, it was over. Now, the question on everyone's mind is this. Was the low blow a calculated move by a desperate veteran who sensed he was losing control? Or was it truly an accident in the heat of the moment? Orton doesn't believe in accidents. To him, this wasn't just a loss. It was a blatant act of theft. He didn't get beaten. He got cheated. And he's making a promise. This isn't over. Randy Orton is demanding justice and he's out for revenge. He's not going to let this go. And judging by the fire in his words, he's coming back with a vengeance. Could this controversial finish mark the beginning of a new and even more intense chapter in what has already been one of WWE's most iconic and personal rivalries? The tension is mounting and fans are watching closely. One thing's for sure, Randy Orton isn't finished. Not by a long shot. So, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and keep watching because the war between Orton and Cena is far from over. What an absolutely unforgettable night it was at WWE Backlash, a pay-per-view event that delivered explosive action, raw emotion, and one of the most controversial finishes in recent WWE memory. The spotlight was shining brightly on the main event, an epic showdown for the undisputed WWE Championship between two of the most decorated and iconic superstars in WWE history, John Cena and Randy Orton. The build-up had been intense with fans eagerly anticipating the clash between these longtime rivals. And when the moment finally arrived, neither man held back. From the moment the bell rang, the atmosphere inside the arena was electric. Every move, every strike, every near-fall had the audience on the edge of their seats, fully immersed in the physicality and drama unfolding in the ring. Both Cena and Orton brought their absolute best to the table. The match was brutal, emotional, and relentless. The action moved fast with momentum shifting back and forth as each man dug deep into his arsenal. Orton, known for his methodical, venomous approach, seemed more focused and aggressive than ever. Cena, a powerhouse of resilience and determination, showed why he's been at the top of the industry for so long. As the match reached its peak, the tension became unbearable. The crowd was split right down the middle with chants for both superstars echoing through the arena. This was not just another title match. This was a war between two warriors with years of history and deep-rooted animosity. But just when it looked like Orton was pulling ahead, something happened that turned the entire tide of the battle. In what has quickly become one of the most talked about moments of the night, John Cena allegedly delivered a low blow to Orton, an illegal move that the referee failed to catch. Orton immediately reacted, but the damage was done. With Orton reeling in pain and the official still unaware of the foul, Cena seized the moment. Hoisting Orton up and hitting his signature attitude adjustment, he went for the pinfall, and just like that, it was over. The referee counted 3, the bell rang, and Cena was declared the winner. He raised the championship high above his head while the crowd erupted in a mix of cheers and boos. But the celebration was short-lived. Backstage, Randy Orton was seething. In a post-match interview filled with rage and frustration, Orton didn't hold back. He was furious, disgusted, and convinced that he had been cheated out of the title. According to him, he was in control of the match. He had the momentum, the rhythm, and was on the brink of victory. Then came the low blow, an underhanded, disgraceful tactic that he says changed everything. To Orton, this wasn't a legitimate defeat. It was robbery in plain sight. He believes Cena, realizing he was losing control, resorted to a desperate and dishonorable move to escape with the championship intact. Orton's exact words were chilling. "Cena didn't beat me. He cheated. That wasn't a clean win. That wasn't wrestling. That was theft." His anger is real, and his thirst for revenge is boiling over. He's not just asking for a rematch. He's demanding retribution. He's calling for justice, accountability, and the chance to expose what he sees as Cena's cowardice and deceit. Orton made it clear that he's not going to walk away quietly. He's not going to let this injustice slide. If anything, he's more determined than ever to take Cena down and reclaim what he believes is rightfully his, the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, the WWE Universe is buzzing with speculation. Was the low blow intentional, or was it an unfortunate accident in the heat of the moment? Was Cena trying to protect his legacy by any means necessary, even if it meant bending the rules? Orton certainly thinks so, and his reaction suggests we're witnessing the beginning of a new chapter in one of the most storied rivalries in WWE history. A chapter that could be darker, more intense, and more personal than anything we've seen before. One thing is certain, Randy Orton isn't finished. Not by a long shot. He's coming for Cena, and he's coming for that championship. Fans better buckle up because this ride is far from over. So, if you thought the drama at WWE Backlash was shocking, stay tuned. The war between John Cena and Randy Orton is just heating up. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and keep your eyes glued to WWE programming because the fallout from Backlash is only the beginning of what promises to be an explosive and unforgettable rivalry reborn. What transpired at WWE Backlash will be remembered as one of the most dramatic and controversial nights in the history of professional wrestling. The event had already built massive anticipation, but it was the undisputed WWE Championship main event between John Cena and Randy Orton that truly stole the spotlight. These two titans of the squared circle have a rivalry that spans well over a decade, rooted in bitter animosity, personal grudges, and competitive fire. And when they met once again under the brightest lights, the world knew it was going to be a battle for the ages. Yet, no one could have predicted just how chaotic and emotionally charged the outcome would be. From the moment their entrance music hit, the energy inside the arena was electric. Fans were roaring, split down the middle, chanting the names of their chosen hero. Cena, a 16-time world champion in the face of WWE for so many years, entered the ring with that familiar confident swagger, fueled by experience and determination. Orton, equally accomplished and perhaps even more dangerous, stepped between the ropes with a cold, calculating stare, ready to dismantle Cena and leave with the gold he believed was his destiny. As soon as the bell rang, the intensity skyrocketed. It wasn't just a wrestling match. It was a full-blown war. The action was fierce and unrelenting. Both men unleashed a flurry of brutal offense, hard-hitting strikes, crushing slams, signature moves, and high-stakes reversals that had fans gasping and rising to their feet. Cena relied on his grit, strength, and never-give-up attitude. Orton, ever the Viper, countered with surgical precision, mind games, and raw aggression. The back-and-forth nature of the match created a roller coaster of emotions as it became increasingly difficult to tell who would emerge victorious. As the minutes ticked by, the drama reached a fever pitch. Orton appeared to be closing in on victory. He had survived Cena's signature shoulder blocks, the five-knuckle shuffle, and even broke free from an attempted attitude adjustment. Then he delivered a thunderous power slam followed by a devastating DDT off the ropes. He was in full control, eyes locked on Cena with a predator's focus. The crowd knew what was coming next, the RKO. And just when he was about to strike, everything changed. In a moment that's become the focal point of controversy. Cena seemingly struck Orton with a low blow. The referee, caught on the opposite side of the action, didn't see it. Orton stumbled, clutching himself in pain, clearly disoriented. Cena, without missing a beat, capitalized on the opportunity. He scooped Orton onto his shoulders and hit the attitude adjustment with flawless execution. The referee slid into position, counted to 3, and raised Cena's hand in victory as the crowd exploded with a mix of shock, cheers, and outrage. But for Randy Orton, this wasn't just a loss. It was an outright betrayal of the sport's integrity. Backstage, Orton's fury was unmistakable. He stormed through the hallways, pushing aside equipment and personnel before finally addressing the cameras with raw emotion. His voice trembled with rage as he called the match a sham. He accused John Cena of cheating, of stealing the victory in a cowardly and disgraceful fashion. "I didn't lose," he growled. "I was robbed. Cena didn't beat me. He stooped lower than I've ever seen him. That low blow, that wasn't a mistake. That was desperation." Orton went on to claim that the match was his. He had the momentum. He had Cena reeling. He was seconds away from regaining the title he believes belongs to him. But instead, in his words, Cena panicked and chose dishonor over defeat. And now Orton is demanding justice. He's not asking for a rematch. He's warning that revenge is coming and it won't be pretty. He sees this not just as a personal affront, but as an insult to everything he's fought for in WWE. He's calling into question Cena's legacy, suggesting that underneath the smiles and slogans is a man who will do anything to cling to the spotlight, even if it means bending the rules to stay on top. This explosive fallout has sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. Fans are debating furiously on social media. Was it truly a low blow? Did Cena cheat or was it a misunderstanding? Is Orton overreacting or is he exposing the hidden side of a man who's long been hailed as a hero? Regardless of where people stand, one thing is absolutely clear. This rivalry is far from over. In fact, it's more personal now than it has ever been. What happens next is anyone's guess. Will WWE officials step in and address the controversy? Will Cena respond to Orton's accusations? And when these two cross paths again, as they inevitably will, what kind of chaos will unfold? The animosity, the betrayal, the thirst for vengeance, it's all building to something massive. The seeds of a legendary feud have been planted anew and the fire is already spreading. So, if you thought Backlash was the climax, think again. This was just the beginning of a renewed war between two of WWE's most iconic figures. Randy Orton isn't backing down, and John Cena may have just reignited a rivalry that will redefine their legacies. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and stay glued to the action because what comes next could shake WWE to its core.